Good morning, Krusty Crew. Hopefully everything is good on your end because it's sounding pretty good on my end. But hello, good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good day, or I guess evening, afternoon, if it's that time for you. Shout out to the VOD watchers as always, and happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday. Good morning, Scully. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the game so we can jump right into stuff. Alright, there we go. So yeah, as the title suggests, we're gonna be furnishing some apartments in Nord Haven. Because if you don't remember, last doo-doo stream, we worked on some apartments. So we are back doing that over here at Fisher's Horizon. But I wanted to start off on the map view. Because after doing a little bit of planning last stream, I think I know for sure how I want to lay out Nord Haven. So as we discussed before, this is more like the old town, so the buildings are a bit more historical. Not much has changed over here. So I want to keep the vibe similar. We're going to keep the museum, but I think I'm going to make it into an art center. Because honestly, guys, museums in this game, they're kind of pointless. Like, you just go there. I mean, well, in real life, museums are fun. But in the game, you just go there, you look at some art, and that's it. But art centers, they give us a bit more, I guess, a bit more pizzazz. So we're switching that to an art center. We're going to keep the lounge over here. I'm going to keep this kind of a starter home. But I have this thing in doo-doo where I don't really do starter homes in all of the areas because I think it's pretty realistic to just have some worlds where you would kind of be priced out of, and Nord Haven will probably be one of those worlds. So this home will be on the cheaper side, but I don't think it will stay a starter home. Let's see what else. We'll keep that the same. This family with their cafe business. We have the apartments over here. I'll probably turn that into just like some regular homes for the non-rental version of the save. And then over here, someone mentioned on a YouTube comment that it's pretty common to have like saunas and spas and stuff in Sweden. Like, that's a common thing to see. And since Nord Haven is inspired by, wait, I forgot the city. Stockholm, yeah. Since it's inspired by Stockholm, Sweden, I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll try to fit in a sauna. But I also kind of want to include a restaurant. So I'm still on the fence about that. How's Moon? Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. Also, my bitrate just went crazy for some reason. I don't know why that keeps doing that. But yeah, that's what I have for this area of Nord Haven. And then jumping over to, I guess, the more like hipster, gentrified area of Nord Haven. The changes we're probably going to make. This is a small business, apparently, this park. And it's like an industrial park. So I might try to keep it the same type of lot, because I think that'll be an interesting challenge. I've never made an industrial park in this game before, so that could be fun. And what else do we have over here? Yeah, I wanted to do a marketplace because, as I've said many times before, marketplaces are pretty underrated when it comes to the lot types in this game, because there's a lot you can do with it. There's a lot of multi-purpose use you can get out of it. So we're definitely going to make this a marketplace. And then over here, I actually don't know. I thought I wrote it down. Maybe I was going to keep it residential or something. I have a list of ideas, so I'll go back and look at that, because maybe I had something down for this. But as of right now, I have nothing. I have nothing. But yeah, that is pretty much the overview we have so far for Nord Haven. Now let's go ahead and jump in and deal with these residential rentals. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you ate breakfast if it's morning time for you, because you know what they say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Me, I had some grapes because I have a bad habit of not eating anything when I stream in the morning, because it's so early and I usually just wake up like 30 minutes or an hour before I have to stream. But I was like, let me eat some grapes because I don't want my stomach to be constantly growling during stream, because that is something that happens pretty often. While I'm literally eating breakfast right now, round of applause, round of applause. You're the real MVP, because again, most people don't do that. They don't eat breakfast. People don't eat breakfast anymore. That's crazy. Hopefully you're eating something good though. And not just like, what's some terrible breakfast food that people usually eat? Like a pack of gummies. People will call that breakfast. But here we are at our residential rentals. I have made a few changes when it comes to the exterior, so it might look a bit different than what you saw last time. I made this building taller. I changed out some of the windows and did some stuff like that because I thought it looked better, and I added these little decals on the outside to give the buildings a bit more character. I've also started furnishing, so for this apartment building or apartment lot, we have a few families that are going to be living here. One of those families is Dustin Broke and his girlfriend. I actually recorded that, so we'll be able to look, or you'll be able to see how I went about doing that. But here's his apartment that I worked on by myself, and yeah, I like it. I like all the layouts for these apartments because I actually took the time to go on YouTube and look at some house tours of apartments and townhomes in Stockholm. And it was really insightful because most of them, they're kind of closed off. And I think the way the building is laid out is pretty interesting compared to what I'm used to over here. Like how the living space is so separated and blocked off basically. But I dig it. I like it. So yeah, this is Dustin Broke's apartment that I worked on off stream. But like I said, I recorded a video, so you'll be able to see it later. Squire, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Shortbread and tea counts as breakfast, right? I think so. I think if you're taking some type of carbs, that's fine. Were they green grapes? No, they were purple grapes, unfortunately. I like both grapes, but I do prefer green grapes. How fun, not reading your comments with an accent. I don't think I knew you were British either. Interesting. Or maybe I did and I'm lying. That could be possible. As I've said many times before, I don't have the best memory. Who would have thought my nightmares about rabies would bring me to a 6 a.m. stream? Hello! Oh. I'm sorry you went through that just to get to the stream. But hello, Sharisi. 6 a.m. is crazy. It's very crazy, especially on a Saturday when you don't have to wake up that early. But also relatable. Rabies are pretty scary. Especially all the shots you have to take. Not a fun time from what I've heard. Also, I know, okay, here it is. Yeah, let's go ahead and fix that. But anyway, Dustin Broke's apartment. And when it comes to the other apartments, I can't remember which ones I want to leave empty. I decided on it when I was working on that apartment, but I kind of forgot. So let's see, this is 1 bedroom. I think I wanted to furnish the studio over here. Definitely going to furnish this one because I have an idea of this to be the home for like some type of baker family, and they're going to run a shop down here because we can use that little table from Home Chef Hustle in order to do that. I'm up by chance. That's a good way to be up, unless you don't want to be up. Unfortunately, I don't even think I'll be able to keep my eyes open for the stream. Wait, what time is it for you? For me, it's currently 9 a.m., which I think is the perfect time to wake up, to be honest. It's not too late where you still have a little bit of morning left, but it's not like super duper early. Okay, and then which other apartment did I want to leave empty? I think I wanted to leave this one empty because if you decide to play on this lot, or anyone decides to play on it, it's kind of cool that you have like this whole little lofted area. So I want to leave that empty. Oh wait, I need to move this chair. And we'll furnish this one over here. And then where's the other apartment? Oh yeah, we'll leave this one empty. So this one and this one, they're gonna remain empty. And everything else, we will be furnishing today. We're trying to. It's 8 a.m. That's not that early. I thought you were gonna say like it's also, I don't know, like 7 or 6. 8 a.m. is not too bad. You must be a Midwestern person as well. But I went to bed late and bad dreams, and I don't know, just sleeping. Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, those factors can play a pretty important role of feeling tired, so I understand now. I won't judge you too hard. Okay, but apartments. I have to think of what type of Sims will live in this one and this one. Because for this one, as I've said before, I have an idea. I want them to be maybe like a 3-generation household. So they have some kids, they have maybe like a parent, and they have a grandparent staying here. Can we fit everybody in here? I think we can, because we have, what is this? It's a bedroom. We have 3 bedrooms. Okay, 3 bedrooms. Yeah, I think it's possible. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this one then. I'm a southerner? No, you're not. Are you I'm a southerner too. Or are you one of those states that's like, I'm a southerner, but really, you're just a Midwesterner in disguise? Also, Mink, thank you for the follow. That's something I'm doing now. I'm calling out followers, so be on your P's and Q's, guys, if you decide to follow. No, remember I'm from Houston. But okay. I don't know. Texas, I feel like, I don't know, Texas is an interesting state. Because sometimes I'm like, yeah, okay, Texas is pretty southern, given like the whole cowboy and just, I don't know, their history in general. But at the same time, do we really consider Texas the South? Do we really? Because me personally, I feel like you guys could really just be one of the Western states. Or maybe it's just that thing where you're on your own. Like Texas is just Texas. Florida also feels that way sometimes too. Like Florida is just Florida. But also sometimes it's the South. OMG, do I give Midwest? You do give Midwest, especially with the username. For sure, Midwest. Yes, it is. Yes, it's the South. I don't know. You have to make a strong argument for it. I'm gatekeeping the South. Good morning, Maya. Hello. Welcome in. What about my username gives Midwest? The fact that it has howls in it, that just seems like a very Midwestern thing to reference in a username, howls. That's just my opinion, though. That's how I feel. But also, as the only southerner, well, actually, I don't know if I'm the only southerner currently in the chat. I feel like I have full authority to speak on this topic. See, now I gotta read your comments in an accent. A good old Texan accent. It's Howl's Moving Castle. See, I thought maybe you're referring to Howl's Moving Castle, but I'm gonna assume you're just referring to owls in general, so. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm just gonna call you or refer to you as a Midwesterner now. But what's so wrong with the Midwest? The gag is I don't have one. Dang, that kind of sucks. Ooh, this rug's very nice. Very nice. I like how it fits in here. I ain't got no business in this one. You're safe out west. California knows where they stand. You never have to debate that. There's no beaches, as in coasts. Nothing. I'm just shocked by Midwest vibes. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, let's establish it this stream. If anyone comes in here and they're like, I'm from Texas, we say they're from the Midwest. Okay, we have to pick out a good couch. I feel like this home is owned by the grandparents, and maybe their daughter or their son moved in with their kids, or they just like live here and they just never moved out because they know they're going to inherit this home one day. So with that being said, maybe we do use this couch. I think it fits. I was looking at chat. No, mine is proper British. How do you feel when people do that water thing? I feel like that can get pretty annoying. And at first, I thought it was just like, I don't know, maybe it's dumb, but I thought it was just something that Americans did to make fun of British people. But when I was teaching in Korea, literally, that was all my students would do. They would just make fun of like the accent by saying Harry Potter or water over and over again. Maybe it's funny, but also I can see how that could get annoying. Constantly hearing that. Ever gotten that before? Not you ignoring geography, cool puppy. Am I ignoring geography, or am I just being real? And I have a better grasp of it than what other people have. Let's be honest with ourselves. I think you're just a Texas hater. That is true. That is true. Outside of basketball and what else does Texas have to offer? I guess Beyonce, Meg Thee Stallion, some other artists. I'm not the biggest fan of Texas, guys. I'll admit it. I talked about this maybe a few streams ago, but Texas, Idaho, Florida, they're on my list. And they don't want to be on the list. No one wants to be on the list. But there they are on the list. Why is this curtain so big? Okay, there we go. I like that. Tangerina Ballerina, hello, hello. I love saying your name every time you enter the chat because it just rolls off the tongue so well. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in, welcome in. Not gonna lie, you have an accent when you say water. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a weird thing too, because I spent most of my life saying it this way, and I didn't know I had an accent until I made friends outside of my home state. And they're like, why do you say water like that? I'm like, what do you mean? How do I say it? I kind of blame it on me growing up in the South, but also I think part of my pronunciation comes from my dad, because he's from New York, and he says stuff in a lot of weird ways. So I'm gonna blame him partially for that. I say water like cool puppy, water. Yeah, I don't know. Because that happens with a lot of words too. I don't really pronounce, or, okay, maybe there are other Southerners in the chat, but when you say stuff, don't you do that thing where you don't fully or you don't pronounce every like syllable or letter in the word. Like even with letter, like I have like a soft T sound that almost sounds like a D. Letter or owl. I've heard people say like those words are kind of weird. Foul, file. I have to really like over pronunciate to say it, or else I just say foul. Kind of like this chair here. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure. And I'm in the mid-Atlantic. What the heck is the mid-Atlantic? Or do you mean like Virginia? This chair is way too fancy for this. That's so funny that you got flagged for that, Tangerina Ballerina. I'll allow it. That's not bad. I feel like it's a common thing to turn T's to D's, however you do have an accent. It's funny that you guys say that, because me and my sister were kind of talking about it. That you can kind of pick up on it a little bit, but outside of streaming, my voice is really different. And I don't know why that, well, I know why it is, but I don't mean to do it on purpose. It's just one of those things where I've spent like my whole life in certain spaces that I just automatically, I guess, kind of code switch, I guess you could say. So I think I have a bit more of an accent outside of stream. It's just my brain doesn't allow me to use it on the stream. Or even when I'm talking to people like in real life that I've just met for the first time. My family in the north stays making fun of my accent. I grew up in country hick redneck town and it got stuck in my voice. Yeah. It's kind of how my uncle is. He's from the north. So he definitely calls us out for some stuff. I don't like that lamp. That's not the vibes we're going for. Mid-Atlantic is DC, Maryland, and Virginia, or the DMV. Okay, I figured it was that area. I just never heard of it, or yeah, heard of it referred to as Mid-Atlantic before. That makes sense though. I love DC. I just love big cities. Yeah, DC, WDC. One of the best cities in America. It's just too many rats. Oops. Trying to look. Okay. I like this, but it's one of those issues where I feel like I've definitely furnished a space just like this before. And I probably have. Because we don't really have that many options, but it's fine. It's definitely fine. Where could I put a TV at though? Maybe I have to put it over here and move the chair over here. Some jushing around. We need more boxy TVs. Cause this one just looks, I don't know. It looks like that TV that I used to have when I was a little kid. You know those TVs that used to come with the VCR built in? That's what that TV looks like. You need more TVs like this. Have a bit more detail to them. But I think this looks fine. For now, at least. We have the right idea. Shame on rodents' existence, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I understand some people like rodents, they keep them as pets and stuff, but I just can't get behind it. I'm sorry. The anti-rodent propaganda has been strong, and honestly, I'm a full supporter of it. Not a fan of mice, not a fan of rats. Possums and stuff like that, those are fine, but nah. Not really a fan at all. My mom visited my dad's family in the South and came back with an accent on some words. I mean, dying because she's a Cali girl. It was hilarious. I have heard of that happening to people. My friend has a really bad case of that. But instead of like going to places and picking up the accent, she can pick it up through videos. If she watches a creator a certain amount of times, she'll start to like mimic them and stuff. Kind of interesting. Maybe you guys will pick up how to pronounce water for me to start saying it that way. That could be pretty funny. I don't have any good artwork. I guess maybe we'll use one of these. I'm guessing this is horse ranch inspired. These are some really good paintings. Ooh, I like it over here in the corner like that. Yeah, I don't know what to put on this back wall yet. I don't think we have any good paintings. I was about to say I hate DC, but I don't hate things about it. The reason I love DC so much is it's just the food and the culture there. So much good stuff. So much good stuff. I would not tolerate any DC slander in this chat. I can tolerate a lot of things, but that is something I refuse to tolerate. Put this up here. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. We left our garage door open all night, and a family of opossums snuck in our garage. We had to call the wildlife rescue. Aw. I feel bad because one of the babies and the mama died. Oh no. I guess probably stress and stuff. But yeah, possums are pretty cool. They're just kind of doing their own thing. For me, I hear your accent literally on the wah part of water rather than tur. Yeah, I guess this is a lot of enunciation on the wah. Maybe shelves on back wall. That is true. But then the thing with shelves though, you have to, well, you don't have to clutter them up, but I always feel like I have to put stuff on the shelves. And then I have the issue of not having many things to put on the shelves. Maybe I go with this one. But I don't know if that would make sense in this room, since this is the living room. And all of the items up here are like dishes and stuff. Unless maybe they are, what do you call it? Antique dishes that were passed down. That might be the strat. We'll go with this. Oh. I got the noti that I should run ads. But honestly, okay, I think it's running ads by itself. Someone's getting ads somewhere. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I have to run ads now. Because I'm an affiliate. I'm a cool kid. So you'll probably get like some ads right now. Or maybe not, because I don't know how it works. And I tried to figure it out, and I couldn't. So There we are. Yeah, doing shelves stresses the hell out of me. Yeah, it wouldn't be as bad if we had more clutter items. And maybe we do, I just don't have the right packs for it. But yeah, I don't like doing shelves that much. But they are a good idea to help fill up space. This tiny little lamp. That could be kind of cute. Something like that, maybe. The way rodents and some animals will get stressed and then literally just die throws me every time. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like imagine, imagine that happening to us. Not funny, but it's just kind of crazy how some things work, depending on the species. I like this lamp, but it kind of clips. Maybe we shouldn't do a lamp back here. About this little lighthouse. I don't know why they would have it. Maybe the grandfather is very into like collecting nautical wear and stuff. I don't know. He probably has one of those ships in a bottle. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, okay. Not bad at all. And then we can give them that cool little record player over on this wall. I feel like that's something they would have. My bunny had a heart attack when my dog ran up to it. Oh no! Was your bunny okay? Yeah, animals can get very stressed out easily. Hopefully your bunny was... Oh! I'm so sorry to hear that. It's terrible. I was watching... It was a YouTube short. I don't know if you guys have seen like that dog named Waffle. Wait, no, the cat is named Waffles and the dog is named Maple. And the couple that runs that account, they were basically telling a story about how they were thinking about fostering a new kitty and adding it to their home. But you know, whenever you introduce new pets, I guess you have to be careful. And it was kind of a similar situation, Maya. But when they were introducing the new cat, their old cat, apparently he started to develop like kidney problems because he was just so stressed out about the situation. And yeah, it's just kind of insane how animals react to stress like that. I ran into a rodent in the woods once on accident with some friends and it just died. Had me screaming, please don't just give up for like 15 minutes. It's not funny, but the way you described it is kind of funny. Not you killed it. Okay. Trying to think what else maybe we can put in here. Maybe it would be kind of nice. I was gonna say to put some type of table in here. Wait a minute. Where am I gonna put their dining room table? I guess we put it in this hallway. I'm very tempted to put a piano in here. That's just my go-to. Or we can put a closet, honestly. Don't have to think about that too much. Just throw a closet in here. There we go. There we go, there we go. grandfather clock, maybe. I always forget about those. But yeah, that can make sense given the current style that we're going for. I'll probably add it over here because this space is kind of bare. But I still like the idea of a closet. Or maybe I might not use these. Let me see how it looks though. Yeah, I might not use these. Instead, I might make it like an actual closet. I like doing this sometimes because you know how you have those decoration boxes and maybe like some other little things like the storage boxes and stuff. It's nice having a space to store those things. Because the closets from Get Together are nice, but they're a bit limited, you know? They're just for planning outfits. You can't even change clothes through the closets. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. We'll go with this light. And then grandfather clock, where art thou, grandfather clock? No one should be in the woods, to be honest. It's not natural, y'all. I don't know. It depends on what kind of woods you go to, you know? Some woods are cool. Some woods, yeah, maybe you need to stay away from. But yeah, also, why were you in the woods, Shirisi? I guess maybe you're just hiking or something. Or were you up to some nefarious activities? Ooh, wait a minute. This is nice. Maybe this is from Life and Death. Yep. That's really nice, actually. Wow. I like that. I don't know what the song is, but it sounds like it's something that'll get me copyrighted. So I'm gonna skip. Yeah, this one sounds safer. We'll go with that. Okay, and as far as the living room goes, I think this is pretty good so far. Has just the right amount of stuff, I feel like. Okay, and now moving on. I think we're gonna do the dining table over here because they're definitely a family that take meals together. Now, will everyone be able to sit here? I don't know, because right now I'm thinking we'll have both the grandma and the grandpa. This will probably be their room. We're gonna have maybe parents, so like act like mom and dad, or dad and dad, mom. I don't know, but we're having parents up here. And they'll have, I'm thinking twins. Maybe kids. Because I was told, one of the feedback, or the pieces of feedback I received for Doo-Doo, is that we need more kids and teenagers. And honestly, that's true. So I think I'll make them kids. I think that's the route we're going to take. And we'll go with something like this for the dining table. Someone's cooking. It smells good. I hope it's sausage. I really like sausage, but only certain types of sausage, you know. I'm not a fan of the real, like, soft sausage, I guess you can say, that you might get at some restaurants. We have this thing where I live called country sausage. I don't know how to describe it, but honestly, guys, it's amazing. Even if you don't like sausage, if you eat country sausage, you'll never look back. I promise you. And it's not something you can get at the grocery store either. For us, it's a farm, I think maybe like 15 minutes from my house that you have to go to get it. And they like butcher it themselves and sell it. It's really good. Really good. Just being a bad little kid and wandering off with a group of friends when I was supposed to be walking back to school to wait for my mom. Gotcha. Maybe I'll use this chair. I don't really use it that much. But also, it doesn't really fit the vibes. I feel like I would be forcing it. What kind of chair do I want to go with? I've never used this chair, and I still don't plan on using it. At least not right now. I think it's so hard because the legs are metal. If they were wooden, it'd be a bit easier to pick a chair for it. Maybe something like this. And go with this one. And then this chair. Yeah, not everyone's gonna be able to sit here. So maybe they're like my family and they just take their meals in the den. Just eat in there. When that's the case, let's add another chair. Maybe like over here in the corner. Okay. Also, I think it's bacon, not sausage, which is fine. Honestly, nowadays, I'm not really into bacon as I used to be. When I was younger, I loved me a good bacon sandwich. That was my go-to. But nowadays, I feel like I only want bacon, not even on a burger actually either. Like, I'm fine without having it on my burger. But the only time I eat bacon is if I have a pizza. Because I like doing the meat lovers. And that usually comes with bacon. Maybe we'll try to use something we haven't used before. I don't think I've ever used this in a build. So maybe I'll go with this one. I wish it was larger though, to fill up the space a bit more. But it's fine. We'll just stick with that for now. Bring it down a little bit more. Maybe move the table to the middle of the room to make 2 more chairs so they all fit. But the thing is, I don't think... Well, I don't know. Maybe they're the type of family that don't really care. And most likely, the chairs would be tucked under. But do you think the Sims can still walk through here? That's the only reason I didn't do it at the beginning. Because you know how Sims are. Like, would they actually squeeze past here? Or I could alt place it and like scoot it back a little bit. Bacon on pizza is crazy. Isn't that a, what? I feel like that's pretty common. How's that crazy? Just some diced up bacon. You make it sound like I'm saying pineapple on pizza. Which honestly guys, pineapple on pizza, I feel like it's just a meme at this point. Because it's not even that bad. If you say you hate pineapple on pizza, I'm assuming you're just trying to be cool. Not gonna lie. American bacon threw me off so hard. I was like, what is this? That's how I felt about British bacon. But honestly, I understand. I actually do kind of like non-American bacon better. I don't know. I don't know why I like it better, but I do. It's a bit jarring at first, but I got used to it. And I've come to appreciate it. It's like just super thin sliced pork, you know? It's very true. It's very true. What do y'all eat? Because I know y'all be eating a little rough over there. Okay. Before I went to England a few months ago, I asked my friend that too, because she has family that lives over there, and I was like, okay, be honest with me. Like, I'm going over there, and I've heard all the memes, and I don't really have much of a frame of reference when it comes to British food, but like, what should I try? Like, is it really just beans on toast? And again, I know, ignorant American, but I'm trying to be better, okay? And she gave me some ideas and stuff, and I did try that stuff, but honestly, I don't know. I feel like Britain's strength lies in how diverse it is. So, like the typical English fare, it was okay. Like, they're not living that rough out there. It was okay. But I guess like any of like, I don't know, like Indian food or whatever it may be, that was what I tend to prefer. I found that to be better than just, yeah, the things that she suggested. Okay, pineapple and pizza is goated. Pineapple and chicken pizza is good. Wow, I think you guys are like the first people I've met that are actually like, oh yeah, pineapple and pizza, not that bad. How do you guys feel about potatoes on pizza? Because that was something I was introduced to in Korea, and I was like, what the heck? But honestly, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. What I can't get with though is corn cheese. I refuse to eat that stuff, especially because there's mayo in it. And I'm not for that, as you guys know. Very anti-mayo over here. Ooh, this plant is so nice. Definitely have to fit this in somewhere. Where would you keep this type of plant? Maybe right beside the record player? Or maybe right here. It's like a, what is it? A citrus tree. Yeah. A rug would be cute in the kitchen. That's true, that's true. Have a nice little one in the middle near the stove and the sink. American bacon is like a thing. So salty. Yeah, American food is kind of salty. I think bacon on pizza is just too much. That's why I said that. Is that dining table even functional? I don't know. It'll have to be something I play test. Potato is interesting. It is very interesting. Like I said, it was actually not that bad. Ooh, I like this for the little runner. Okay. Also, the kitchen is very small. But like I said, they probably run like a little bakery down here. So if they don't have enough room, they probably just go downstairs, honestly. They'll do some cooking. But okay. So I'm going to put like all their appliances and stuff in the kitchen downstairs. And we'll just leave this kind of empty for now. Mayo slander. Yeah, report it and block, cool puppy. Honestly, if you like mayo, that can get you banned from the stream. So just a FYI, guys, before you say anything too crazy. That's one of the rules when you join the chat. You can't speak positively about mayo. Thank you, Tangerina Ballerina. Mayo haters unite. It's just mayo. I don't know. It's just the texture. It's just the way it looks. Especially, my biggest gripe about mayo is when people put it on sandwiches and they put too much mayo. And you just see it like leaking out of the sandwich. It looks so gross. So gross. And I can't get with it. I can't support it. Pretty sure Sims need at least half a towel to make it work. How many towels do we have? This might be a bit more than half a towel. Or actually, it might be just enough. I think the animation might be weird. But again, I plan on playtesting this because I playtest all the builds for Doodoo. So if that's the case and it doesn't work, I'll just move it back some. It's no worries. We'll just stick with it for now. think it'd be cute to have this little cow in here. Definitely gonna put something beside it though. It looks weird just on its own. Maybe one of these. Yeah, there we go. Straight to jail. So do you eat things that need mayo, like potato salad? No, I eat no things that need mayo, because it just grosses me out so much that if I know mayo was used or involved in any way, I'll get sick on the stomach. Honestly, I think it was my dad who traumatized me. Because I always try to think, why do I hate mayo so much? Like, what did it ever do to me? And the only thing I can think of is whenever I would stay at my dad's house when I was younger, and he would make us lunch and stuff, he'd make sandwiches, and he would do mayo on them. It would be so much mayo that it just looked so gross. And I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I do not want that in my system. Okay, I'm gonna keep those dishes in here, and I think I'm gonna add a little like hutch over here, because that could be nice. Wow, this is so sick. Ew, yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. And my aunt, she feels the same way too, because apparently when they were younger, my grandma would make them eat mayo sandwiches all the time. And I'm like, that sounds like torture. I would literally just starve to death because mayo sandwiches, it's just too much. We have to draw the line somewhere. My mom hates that I traumatized her. Probably did, because that's a bit excessive to have it oozing off your sandwich like that. Let's go with this brown. Oops. Okay, I was considering putting a rug in here, but I feel like that would make the space look even tighter, if that makes sense. It's already pretty, yeah, so no rug. I think that helps. And let's switch out this light for the same one we used in the living room. And yeah, that's pretty it for these spaces. Now the grandparents' room. So for the grandparents, also the trees clipping, don't mind that, I'll fix it later. But for the grandparents, I don't know, I feel like they're your stereotypical grandparents. They're just really kind and sweet, and they spend all their time. Wait a minute, there's a balcony space. Let me move that plant over here then. But yeah, they just spend all their time dedicated to their family and their business, and everyone likes them. They're really known in the neighborhood because they've owned this little bakery business for a long time, and they're just very wholesome, honestly, very wholesome. That's all I have to say about the grandparents. All right, what kind of bed? I always use this bed, but it's one of the best ones in the game. I wish I had horse ranch. Then I could use that other bed. But alas, I don't have horse ranch, and I don't plan on getting it. At least I keep telling myself that. Yeah, it's pretty nice and different. I don't think I've used a swatch before. We'll go with this. Give in to the horses eventually? Absolutely not. I refuse. You guys got me on high school years, but you won't get me on horse ranch. I'm gonna stay strong. You'll never see that pack in my game. Okay, there we go. We can have a nice little sitting corner over here. Because I would like to think maybe the grandpa is into knitting. That could be kind of cute. So we'll give him like a little knitting corner over here. As far as curtains, maybe we go with these big bulky curtains. If we have any good swatches. All these are a little bit too out there. Or maybe it works because it's too out there. Okay, we can go for it now. That's fine. You're fighting it? I'm not fighting it. I'm just staying strong. Ooh. Okay, there's a lot of patterns and colors going on, but I feel like it works. So I'm gonna stick with this. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Very grandpa and grandma-ish vibes going on here. But honestly, I feel like this is my dream bedroom. Something like this. Definitely my kind of vibe. Oh yeah, okay, I just remembered something. Last night I was talking. Also, if you notice that you don't see the VOD for last night, that's because I unpublished it. We just had too many technical issues, and I feel like it was too much of a nuisance for people to try to watch, so I unpublished it. But anyway, last night I was talking about how I've reached a point with Scuffed New York where we're kind of getting into, what do you call it, the final leg of the race. And right now it's just me making a bunch of townies and finishing up a few builds and creating the lore and all that jazz. So with that being said, I'm calling on you guys. I need your help when it comes to making townies, not only for Scuffed New York, but for Doodoo as well. So let me type in this little command so it will pop up. There we go. So yeah, I'm asking for you to submit townies for both of these saves, for Doodoo and Scuffed New York. If you're interested, of course, you don't have to, but I very much appreciate it because honestly, guys, sometimes I get tired of making townies. I make a lot of townies, not only for these two saves, but for other saves. So if you have any sims you want to submit, please do so. I'm taking townies for Scuffed New York under the hashtag Scuffed New York or Scuffed NY townies. And I'm taking townies for Doodoo under the hashtag Doodoo townies. Doodoo, of course, is a CC free save file, so that means no CC for your townies. For Scuffed New York, you can do whatever. The only thing I have to say, I guess, is just keep in mind the type of save that Scuffed New York is. You know, very interesting. I don't know, just like a normal city. People you would see in a city, I guess. I don't know. Which I guess you'll see anybody in a city, so you can basically do what you want. But if you submit townies, I might adjust them slightly for Scuffed New York. Just to fit the vibe, I guess, of my game. But yeah. I just wanted to put that out there. I think I actually might. And I would appreciate you so much. I'd appreciate you so much if you did that. But again, no pressure. I just wanted to put it out there. I don't want to use this end table. I wish we had more rounded ones. We have this one, but I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. Maybe I'll just go with this one. It's still kind of big. Too big for my liking. Maybe I can make it work. Yeah, that's fine. That's whatever. I don't really care anymore. It's fine. It's fine. Do you have an idea of Sims you would like, or you want less of? Like, any preferences? Honestly, I don't really have any preferences when it comes to either save. Like I said earlier, people were asking, or I guess wanting more kids and teens and stuff like that. But honestly, you can just do whatever. I can always add more teens and kids myself if need be. But yeah, no real preference. Oh yeah, here we are. Should he be a knitter or into cross stitch? We'll go with that for now. Also, this chair is clipping. Okay, that's a bit better. There we go. And then we can put some frames and stuff. One of my favorite parts about this save, or that one of my favorite parts about making this save, or what used to be my favorite part, was taking pictures of the families and stuff and putting them in frames. But nowadays, I'm trying to go easy on that, because with the whole corruption scare and stuff. So I don't want to make the saves too bloated. Therefore, I'm still putting in picture frames, but not all families will have photos. This is to encourage you, if you ever play with this family, take some pictures and put it on the wall. It's a good strat for getting invested in families too, by the way. If you always struggle with sticking with a family, taking photos will definitely help. At least it helps me. Alright. Ooh, wait a minute. Let's put this phone somewhere. Put it over here. I like that. Very retro. Here's grandma's stuff. Her smell goods and all that jazz. And maybe I'll give them a cat too. I feel like they would also be cat people. But for now, I think this is pretty much it for the grandparents' bedroom. I like the vibes here. Very nice, very nice. Okay, now we move up to the second floor. Oh yeah, I forgot we have all the space. I forgot we have all this space. So question time. Maybe what we can do, we can move the living room up here and we can have this space be the dining room. And that way this can just remain a hallway. What do you guys think? I kind of like that idea of just having this being a designated dining area, because like I said, I feel like they're a pretty close family and they take a lot of their meals together, and they probably have a lot of like events and stuff at their home, so it would make sense. And then we just put the living room up here. Do I like that? Good idea. Okay, okay. I like that too. I think we'll go with that. Because I forgot we had this space up here, even though I was just up here like 15 seconds ago. Okay, now we just have to figure out where to put everything again. Okay, I'll get that sorted out in a minute. But let me go ahead and move this in here. And we can add a nice little rug. Why are the shadows so strong on this? Interesting. Maybe that's one of my reshade settings coming into play. Probably. I'm trying to make my own reshade. And I've been working on some stuff. And I don't know. It's kind of hard. I'm trying. I'll keep this one down here. Let's bring this one up. Okay. I'll keep it right here. Let's add a nice rug to help tie everything together, because we have a bit more space, so it makes sense. What are our options? Maybe this one? Did I use it in here? No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, we'll go with this one. And now, I mentioned it earlier, but maybe we add a piano, or honestly, we can do a fish tank, because I feel like I rarely use like aquariums and stuff. So that could be pretty nice, just having a fish tank right here. There we go. That reminds me of when I was younger. My cousin, somehow he caught a snapping turtle. And so we kept it in our backyard for a good bit, but then it ran away. That was my only experience with having some type of aquatic animal. Or would a turtle be considered an aquatic animal? Because they live on land and water. So I guess semi-aquatic? Is that the term for it? I don't know. But yeah, that just reminded me of that. Maybe we can do like a little end table over here. Or coffee table. Oh no, what we can do is a little buffet table. Because again, they're always entertaining people and like hosting events and stuff. Where's that one table that we unlocked from that one event? No, I can't remember. Oh, this is gonna annoy me so bad. Where's that table at? What if I type in buffet table? No, that didn't help. I want that specific table because I just like the way it looks. We could go for something like this, but it's a bit too bulky. I like the way the tablecloth sits on the other table. I have no idea where it's at. Snapping turtles ruined them for me. The little angry demons. No, you're actually so real about that. So real. No, not even a little. Some are so huge. Yeah, I don't even know how you caught it. Because this one was huge. Like, it almost filled up a whole kiddie pool. That's how big it was. And I remember one day it did escape and it was just chasing us. And it was so funny because, honestly, they're pretty fast. You wouldn't think they would be that fast, but they are pretty fast. So they are definitely little demons. And honestly, when it ran away, good for him. Okay, but seriously, where's that table at? Am I going insane? Do we not actually have like a table that we unlocked from one of those? I think it was the Retro Sims event, like the time travel one. And I feel like I've used it before, but I can't find it. I'm about to lose my mind. How would I even search for it? Would I sort by base game? I saw you use the table before, it disappeared. Yeah. But why did it disappear? We have the couch, so we still have some of the stuff in there. What the heck? This is so crazy. It's literally not here anymore. Oh, that's gonna bother me for the rest of the day. Oh, okay, here it is. So where was it at? What? Why is it over in creative? Such a random spot. Okay, I don't understand that. I don't understand why it's in this category. But here we are. Let's see, what type of cloth? Ooh, I like the little picnic like we have here. Maybe we go with this color. That's pretty nice. Yeah, the little buffet table that they have when they have like big dinners and stuff. Okay, and do we have anything to put up here? Oh yeah, we can put these little plates and stuff. What? That doesn't even slot up here? Okay. You know what? I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't care anymore. We found it. That's it. Let's move on. Now we need to reorganize everything up here. Okay, we'll put the TV back over here. There we go. And the only issue now, we don't really have a spot to put the record player. So we either have to go with this here, or I go with some other type of stereo system. Or maybe I can put it back here. I don't know, that feels a bit of a weird spot to place it. I don't know. That's a problem for future me. I'll just keep that out here. Let's move on. Let's go to the bedrooms. Alright. So as I mentioned before, I think we have the grandparents, their child, and their children's children. The children's children are going to be twins. I like that idea. Twin kiddos. What type of twins? I don't really know. I haven't really thought about that as much as I should have. So maybe we just go with something a bit generic right now. Actually, okay. Maybe I'm gonna furnish this like the kids and the kids' kids. They moved in recently. Because maybe they were like living on their own somewhere in the city. But then, I don't know, something happened to where they had to move in with the grandparents. So the bedrooms are not going to be like too personalized just yet. Why did they move in? I don't know yet. I don't know. Part of me wants to just go immediately to like financial troubles. I don't know. Or wait a minute. Okay, actually, this game comes with, or this pack comes with a shady trait. So maybe one of the parents, I don't know, they were just up to no good and something happened and they had to run away. And so they moved to Nord Haven because maybe they were living somewhere else. So they're kind of on the run, on the lam, if you will. That could be it. That could be it. I don't hate that. And so now they're hiding out in Nord Haven with their kids. And maybe they have a spouse, or maybe it's just them. I feel like it's better if they have a spouse. It makes it a bit more of a complex situation. Things got too expensive, so they had to move in. Yeah, I was thinking that at first, but I was like, I feel like that's the easy way. That's the easy way to go about it. So I think I'm going to go with that. The kid just racked up a lot of debts because he was a very shady sim. And he got into it with the wrong type of people. I feel like that's my Scuffed New York brain coming in. Trying to add in some crime and drama. And the kids, they probably low-key resent their parent because they had to leave everything behind. And I think people also kind of knew what type of parent or what type of sin that parent was. So they're kind of getting bullied at school or constantly having to hear people like talk about their parent. And maybe a lot of other parents didn't want them hanging around their kids because they're like, yeah, your parent's not that good of a person. And we don't want our kids getting caught up with someone like that. Because they believe that the sins of the father are the sins of the son, as the saying goes. What do we put in here? I guess we'll just go with this for now. That's fine. Yeah, and then this might be all I do for this room because I like the idea. I always try to think of how would you play with this family and how to make it interesting if someone was to just randomly drop into this household. And I think something interesting would be, developing the kid's story and like over time turning this room into their own. Because right now it's just like a place that they're crashing. They don't really feel like they're at home. You know, they feel like, even though it's their grandparents, maybe it's grandparents they haven't seen in a while. Because maybe, okay, I'm just creating all this like right now, so sorry if it's all over the place, but the wheels are turning. Maybe their dad. We're just gonna go ahead and go with dad because I keep wanting to default to him. So maybe the dad, again, we established he is not the best person and he's made a lot of bad business deals and stuff. So that probably results in them moving around a lot. And therefore, they haven't really had time to spend with their grandparents. So now that they're here, like, even though you would think, okay, they're with their grandparents, you know, they finally have a little bit of stability and stuff, they don't feel that way yet. They don't feel comfortable because they don't really know their grandparents and they're dealing with all this other stuff. So, yeah, it's just kind of a mess, honestly. Kind of a mess that they are in. And, yeah, that would be a fun story to play out, I think. Or I would like to think. We'll stick with this towel. Oh, there's one bathroom in this whole unit. That's fine. That's how my house is. We just have one full bathroom. Leave the shower. Oh wait, I might have to move this over. Because I think in order to access the shower, everything has to be on this side. Okay, yeah, there we go. Very nice, very nice. And now the last bedroom, the parents' bedroom. So pretty much the same. We're gonna decorate it as if they just moved in. Not really many personal touches in here. It was probably just the guest bedroom before. So we're gonna keep it pretty simple. Go with this bed. Maybe. Nah, let's go with this bed instead. I like the frame better. Especially for a guest bedroom bed. Okay. And then we established that it's the dad. He's the son of the grandparents that actually own this home. Maybe he is crashing here with his girlfriend. That might be the play. Because his girlfriend, I don't know. Have any of you guys seen White Lotus? Specifically the 3rd season? I feel like it's that type of dynamic. With that old guy and that one Australian lady. It's that kind of situation where he doesn't really treat her the best. But maybe he actually does like really care for her deep down. It's just he's going through a lot himself and he doesn't really have time to spend that extra energy on their relationship, if that makes sense. And maybe she can see that and she feels like she's the one that can help him. So that's why she's sticking around, even though he's not really the best partner and he's constantly getting them into situations. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about when it comes to their dynamic. Okay, I like this rug. Maybe a bit smaller though. Yeah, that's nice. And I feel like he definitely hasn't told his parents why he moved back home. Just kind of that thing of like, oh yeah, you know, I have a new like business in the work, and while I'm getting stuff figured out, I just wanted a place to stay. His parents, they're really nice people. Like I said, they're very wholesome, very sweet. And even though he hasn't been the best son, they still understand that that's their son and they love him and they're willing to help him in whatever way they can. So when he asked to move in, they're like, oh, sure. They didn't really ask any questions. But yeah, he hasn't really told them what's going on. He hasn't really told anyone what's going on. Everyone's kind of in the dark. Which is kind of crazy because I feel like something would definitely eventually pop off. And everyone would just be kind of blindsided because, again, he hasn't told anyone about why he's really here or why they're running. I feel like this is a new swatch. I like it though. Okay. Get a little laundry hamper in here. And then we can put down some suitcases and stuff like that. But I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the bedrooms. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Maybe some storage boxes as well. Or actually, I don't know. I don't even think they would have time to pack up stuff. He was literally like, okay guys, we need to leave. Throw some stuff in a suitcase, book bag, let's go. So that's all we're gonna give them. Just these bags. And I'll place them somewhere better later. But for now, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I might throw in here. Maybe a bag of money. Where's that at? What do I type in money? How do I look for that? Okay, no, that didn't help. I want to say it's in this section. Okay, we have the suitcase full of money. Maybe that's better than the bag of money. I don't know. I think it has duffel in it and then text search. So search for duffel. Oops. Okay, wait, no. Okay, wait, it might be in clutter. Or actually, I can just do that thing where I just search by search by unlocks. So I don't waste all our time. Statues. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, it has duffel. I just spelled it wrong. My bad. And let's also give him a baseball bat, because he's very paranoid. I have to remember that when I create him. He's a paranoid, shady sim. 2 of his traits already. Oh, ads are being ran! Jeff Bezos is here. Okay, but which one should we go for? Suitcase or the bag of money? I feel like this one looks like he was in a rush and he was just quickly trying to stuff as much simoleons as he could. The bag of money looks a bit neater, like he's about to go make a deal with someone. So maybe I answered my own question. Maybe we should just go with the suitcase. And we'll have that tucked away somewhere. Like under the bed. Similar to Alexander and his gun. tucked away under the bed for safekeeping. And then he has the bat. Because maybe, I'm trying to think, where did he last come from? Maybe he came from San Myshuno. And in my mind, Nordhaven is very, very far from San Myshuno. But even then, it's one of those things where far is not far enough. I think I'm gonna cut this off. It feels a bit weird leaving it open. Oh, I forgot to have the filter on. Okay, there we go. Alright, not bad, not bad. And I still don't know where to put this. So I really want it. But it doesn't fit in here. Maybe we just throw it downstairs. Like back here, maybe. I don't know. I'll just go with that for now. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior for this house, for this family. Now we have this outdoor patio space, which is very nice, by the way. I really like that. I felt like it was something we had to have. So we'll put a nice little bench out here. Because the grandparents, they definitely spend a lot of their time just chilling out here. And we can put some little planters too. That reminds me, we got those cool little table planters from the new expansion pack, but I really wish they would have made it base game or gave us some base game ones. I understand why. Well, actually, I don't understand, but I kind of do, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I feel like they could have gave us at least like one. Maybe the bat should be by the bed in case there's an intruder. Oh, that's true, that's true. Easier access. Okay, there we go. I'm back. I was walking my dog and there was a boy roller and he fell and my dog licked his face. Aw, he was a good sport about it, but I felt really bad. At least it ended in a happy way. Anyway, what did I miss? We made the bedrooms for the kids and the dad, and we also created some lore. So basically the story goes that this home is owned by some very wholesome grandparents who own a bakery on the first floor. And they were living here by themselves until one day their son called up and he's like, hey, you know, I need to come stay with you guys for a bit. I have a new business in the works and I just need the time and space to get it set up. So they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. They didn't ask any questions because that's their son. They haven't seen him in a long time. They don't really talk to him that much. So they're very excited about the idea of him and the kids coming to stay with them. But it turns out that the son is actually moving in with them because he's on the run. He got into some bad business deals or he pissed the wrong people off because he's a very shady sim. So he's always, you know, I feel like conning people and doing those sorts of things. So yeah, that's the reason he ran to Nordhaven. He's trying to run away from some people. So he grabbed him, his kids, and his girlfriend, and they hightailed it out of San Myshuno to Nordhaven. So now he's very paranoid. That's why he has the bat. That's why he has this suitcase full of cash tucked under his bed, because he's constantly looking over his shoulder and he's ready to jet if he needs to. So that's kind of the story we have for this family. And now we're just finishing up this little balcony space and then we'll move downstairs. to the bakery and get that fixed up. Okay. I'll have this one little planter. Or actually, maybe we go for the vertical planter instead. Yeah, we'll go with that instead. A nice little rug. And I think that'll be it. Oh wait, I also said I wanted them to have a cat. Maybe the cat really hates the dad. Because you know how cats can just read people? Or like pets in general. They're really good at reading people. And the cat senses that something is up with the dad. He's not being 100% honest. So they have very strong beef. The cat and the dad. So let's go ahead and put some stuff down. A little cat tree. I guess we'll keep it over here in the corner. Little scratching post. And let's put the cat bed in here with the kids, because that's kind of cute. Okay. Again, I'll place this stuff in a better position later. It's just with the way I'm holding my mic. It's kind of a nuisance to try to alt place stuff. So I'll just do it later. And the cat bowl. Let's move the trash can. We're gonna move it over here. And we'll put the cat bowl like tucked away in this corner. Also, guys, for any cat people out there, where do you put your litter bowls? Because usually when I do a build, I just tuck it away in the bathroom. Because I feel like that's where you put a litter, or not a litter bowl, a litter box. Is that correct? Or is that a weird place to put it? Because as someone who's never owned a cat, I have no idea. We have to put it somewhere. Actually, I don't even think we can fit it in the bathroom. Unless we tuck it against the wall. Might just have to put it outside. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. I don't really know. But then let's put out some cat toys. Put it over here in this corner. Some yarn, I guess. Apartment friends, keep them in the bathroom. My cat's is in the garden shed. Okay, I was gonna default to the bathroom, but I don't know if we'll have enough room to fit it in there. We might can. It is The Sims though, so I don't really have to think about it that hard, but that's where I am, thinking about it. But yeah, we could probably slide against the wall, maybe. Maybe. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the actual home. Let me put in the necessities, like the fire alarm and stuff. Okay, yeah, there we go. I might go back and add more stuff later, but I think this is pretty good for now. I'm happy with how it turned out. My cat's litter box is outside, so on my porch, so I don't have to smell it. Okay. So we can go either way. The patio space which honestly, maybe that wouldn't be the ideal because, I don't know, if you're just sitting out here and then you have the litter box not that far from you. I'll figure it out later. But now, moving down to the actual bakery. I'm hoping this will work in the way that I want it to work, because I'm going to keep this as a common space, right? So Sims that stay in the nearby units, they'll come down here and they'll be able to use the space. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically set up a little market stand from Home Chef Hustle. So that is where the grandparents sell their baked goods. But this room back here, that's going to be a part of their unit because that's their own kitchen. So yeah, hopefully it turns out the way I want it to turn out, because I think that could be pretty cool. Pretty cool gameplay. And try to box it in if I can. I wonder if you can do the same thing you can do with the food stalls. Because the food stalls, you can kind of cover it up, like half walls and stuff, and people can still use it. But I don't know if that's the same for this. Maybe. Another thing I have to play test. But it's fine. It's whatever. I think it'll be worth it. This is nice. I like these towels. Ooh, wait a minute. I've never seen this swatch before. That looks really nice. Okay, we'll go with that. That is very nice. I do like that a lot. The red towels are amazing. They look so good. Do we have any matching towels? No, that's fine. We can do a little mix and match. Mix and match? Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Fun fact, I have drinking 0 water this stream. Hopefully you guys are doing better than me. I think I'm gonna go with this color. They don't match, but I feel like they do match at the same time. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with something like that. Bakery, bakery, bakery. Maybe I bring this over some. Just a bit. Because the front space is a bit too large, in my opinion. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and then now we put like some little tables, display cases, all that good jazz. I think the for rent towel might be cute for the floor if you're down to try that. I am down to try that. I'm down to try anything. Okay, we have 2. Or we have 3. Which one were you thinking? I don't mind how busy they are because I feel like it works in this situation. It's just a matter of picking the right swatch. And this one isn't bad. I'm not really tied to any one towel, so the flower-like one. So this one. I feel like I would want something with a bit more color. The red is too red. Like, I feel like that's too much. Personally, I'm leaning towards this one. Again, I know the colors don't exactly match, but I feel like it kind of works in this situation. I'm not mad at it. But in blue, maybe? You think so? I feel like the blue is, I don't know. It's a bit too cool. You know what I mean? Not like cool in that way, but like cool and it's like too light compared to how warm these towels are. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards these. I feel like they match a bit better because they're on the warmer side compared to the other towels. It's Cliff's World. Hello, hello. And you love the blue? Does everybody love the blue? Okay, if I'm outvoted, we can go for the blue. I'm guessing this blue. Alright guys, you won. We'll go with the blue. And now, let's put down some of the displays and stuff. Oh wait, didn't we get some from Business and Hobbies? Or was that like the reward stuff if you bought the pack early? Because I don't think I bought the pack early, so I don't have it if that's the case. Oh, it's these that we have. I feel like these look a little too modern. I want this bakery to feel kind of rustic. Like you can tell it's been here for a long time. Those are the vibes I want to go for. Don't know if I'll keep it in the swatch though. What else do we have? Go for white. This red doesn't look bad. That kind of fits better. Yeah, we'll go with that. And a nice little bump it to help fill in the space. Okay. We'll add some little tables around the place. These cute, what do you call it? Cottage living tables? Ooh, I actually don't mind that. Let's see, what other swatches do we have? I think we're kind of leaning into the vibe that it's just very busy. There's a lot going on pattern-wise. So I think it kind of makes sense to just lean into that. But also we could go for like this solid type of color too. Wait, now I see what you mean with the yellow in terms of warmth. Yeah, you see, that's why I was kind of a bit hesitant about the blue and the other colors. Because it's not that I mind it. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a very drastic difference. So are you falling to the dark side? Are you agreeing with me that we should go for the other one? This one? Wait. There we go. But actually now I don't know. Because, okay. I feel like the blue? I don't know, actually. Oh my gosh. I don't know anymore. I thought I was fine with this. But now that I'm thinking about like the tables and stuff like that. Because I was kind of leaning towards this tablecloth. But I feel like this one doesn't work that well with this flooring. Gosh darn it. I don't know. Let's go for this one. Or maybe we're just completely insane and we go with this one. This might be something we have to vote on. What are some other options? The green, that doesn't look that bad. I don't mind the green. And what else? A yellow maybe? Okay, these are our 4 options for tablecloths in the bakery. What should we go for? I need a vote. I don't know how to make a poll. Can you make a poll in the chat? Okay, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make a poll, so just vote in the comments below, please. Okay, 1 vote for yellow. Yellow. I guess it's kind of like turquoise, dark blue color. I don't know what that we call it. Green and the red. Can we number them? Yeah, sure. Okay, so 1 is red, 2 is green, 3 is this like bluish color, and 4 is yellow. And while it's happening, I'm gonna drink some water. The way you did it, no, I circled in the group my brain. Okay, let me lay it out this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's better. And you can kind of see it, how it would potentially fit in the bakery. Me personally, hopefully I'm not swaying anyone. Part of me is leaning towards red because again, I feel like we're already going crazy with the patterns, so why not go all in? And it kind of works, to be honest. But then another part of me kind of likes the green because somehow I feel like it helps tie in like the towel with what we already have going on with like the red towel in the background. But also the yellow. The yellow, I don't really mind that either. 1 or 3, I think. Okay. It sounds like 1 would be the answer. Well, green is complementary to red on the color wheel. That is true. That is true. Okay, speak now or forever hold your peace. Right now we have 3 votes for red, 1 vote for blue, 1 vote for yellow, and 1 vote for green. We still need to decide chair colors. Yeah, that's true. Maybe green and some red. I like two, but I also like the pattern on one. Okay. Sounds like we're all over the place. So maybe we can do a mix. Okay, let's try it. Red is definitely one option. So let me just get rid of this one. So we just do like a mix of the two. Something like this. Or we could have it be with yellow. Wait a minute. I thought the wood was darker. Okay, that's fine. Something like this. Now that I see the yellow mixed with the red, I'm kind of leaning towards red and green instead. It just seems a bit more pleasing to me. But then, like Maya said, they are pretty complementary, so, to each other. So I guess that makes sense. Okay. Maybe we go with the red and the green. But yes, now unfortunately we have to pick out the chairs. Honestly, I was just thinking of doing dark wooden chairs and just leave it at that. Like we just go with these. But if you guys think we should play around with color, I'm also fine with that too. I go with these chairs instead. That looks pretty nice. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, something like this. That looks pretty nice. Wow, the lighting in this game is so good. Looks amazing. Okay, and for the lighting in the bakery, I'm gonna go for these. These are pretty retro. Okay, not a bad setup so far. Part of me wants to do a bit of paneling in here. We don't have to, but I'm kind of tempted to try it. Like just on this section. We can see how it looks. Not this one though. Do we have any better colors? Also, why does it look so dark? Oh, because I didn't click on this. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessary. Or actually, maybe, I don't know. That looks kind of nice. I actually don't hate that. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll stick with that. And we can put the menu board over it. Kinda wish we had more menu boards. especially some actually relating to baking, because most of the menu boards we have are just like restaurant menu boards or cafes. I guess maybe we just use this one. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's cool, that's cool. Part of me feels like I'm going insane because I recently got a new mouse and I feel like, I don't know, like sometimes it's not registering when I'm clicking on stuff. Or maybe that's just me still getting used to it, but I don't know if I'm crazy or not. Did we go with these curtains again? I think so. I really like these curtains. They look super good. Some wall lights, or maybe even like fairy lights or lamps would be nice. It's kind of dark in the bakery. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we can do some over the menu boards. It's pretty dark. But also, that might be my reshade. Because, yeah, it's a bit brighter when you take that off. But I like playing in like a dark atmospheric game sometimes. So that's my bad. Yeah, look, I'm clicking on it. Okay, wait, it just didn't pop up. Okay, never mind. Okay, wait a minute. I just noticed these were hanging fairy lights. I did not know we got those. Okay, but anyway, fairy lights, fairy lights. Do some over here. I have a sudden urge to rewatch Mulan. The movie is beautiful. Honestly, it is. And now I have the certain urge because I haven't seen that movie in a long time. She's technically a Disney princess, right? Because I was about to say it's one of my favorite Disney princesses movies, but I don't know if she's considered one. Anyway, it's a real good movie. You know what's also another good movie, Disney movie? Meet the Robinsons. And Chicken Little. I feel like those movies are pretty underrated. At least in my eyes. Maybe not these. Yeah, she is. Okay. I wasn't sure. And I think what will help with the lighting is if we also go ahead and add some back here. And let's just take one of the doors from upstairs. Actually, I still might add a little bit more lighting in here. Maybe like a nice little lamp, floor lamp in one of the corners. What do we have to work with? I just rewatched Chicken Little. That's a movie I want to rewatch. It's just so funny. Like, I don't know. They don't make movies like that anymore. I'm lying. They probably do. But it was just such a fun time. And I always forget about Meet the Robinsons, but also a great movie. I feel like a lot of people forget about Meet the Robinsons. I remember when cable TV was still a thing. I felt like that was one of the movies that never really got any, like, replay. Which was sad, because, like I said, it's one of my favorite movies when it comes to Disney. And I always get so emotional at the end. Like, it's just, it's so good. It's so good. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to check it out. What kind of wall art? Or actually, I wonder if they have some cute little stuff on the gallery. Probably do. Let's see. Bakery. Art. That's not how you spell art. That's nice. Maybe something like this. I actually like this one better. I feel like it fits the vibes of the bakery. Maybe a mix of both of these. Okay, do I have room to put this somewhere? Okay, I'll put it over here. Or actually, maybe just 2 is enough. Let me pull out the other one, because I like the cake that came with that one. Yeah, I like this cake. Whoa, why is that picture so much? Alright. Luckily, this is just a common space. I wonder if that will affect the rent, though. Probably will. Okay, but yeah. But that looks nice. I like that. Okay. Maybe some little flowers on the tables. And I think that will be it when it comes to like the bakery area right here. Some cute little flowers down, if we have any. I think the only ones we have are, where are they? Oh, we can do the roses. That looks so good. I kind of just want to do it on these tables though. It'll be a bit too much if we add it to these tables as well. So yeah, maybe that's what we stick with. Maybe we add a little rug at the entrance. What color? I guess I'll go with this one for now. Yeah, Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. And I want to put a little mirror. And. Actually, maybe I lied. Do I want to put a mirror? Maybe not this mirror. I do really like that mirror, but I don't know if it fits. Also, my stomach is starting to make a noise, so that means it's probably time that I eat something. I know there's bacon waiting for me, but honestly, I've really been in the mood for like noodles. Very tempted to go make some pho or something. But then again, I've mostly been eating like pho and ramen this whole week, so that's not really that healthy, and I probably need to eat something else. But I can't help it. I'm always so tempted. Noodles are like any type of noodles, honestly, except udon noodles. I'm not really a fan of those. But noodles, I love noodles so much. You usually can't go wrong with noodles. I don't know about those, but we might have to go with that. I don't think we have any other options. Unless we also use this down here, which maybe that's the case. Maybe we do use that down here. Oh, wow. Okay, wait, it's currently 11:14. That's good timing. That's good timing, because pretty much we're done with this area, and then all I have left to do is fix the kitchen for here. And honestly, that's kind of boring, so you won't be missing out much if I do that off screen. But yeah, just a little overview of what we did. We finished, for the most part, this unit. Got a nice little dining area over here. Snug little kitchen. Grandparents' bedroom. The dad's bedroom. The kids' bedroom. Our living space on the top floor. Also, sorry for my camera work. As you guys know, I'm not the best. Hopefully you're not too dizzy. Then we got the patio, the little outdoor space back here. So yeah. Honestly, the next time I go live on Doodoo, which again is next Saturday at 9 a.m., I'm trying to think what we'll be working on next. Because between now and then, I'll probably finish this apartment building. I plan on doing speed build for the lounge. I'll post that on YouTube. So yeah, next time, honestly, we might be working on a museum or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, as always, guys, I appreciate you for hanging out with me this Saturday morning or evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching. You know the drill. But yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your Saturday. And I will see you next time or whenever it is that you tune in. Okay? All right. Bye, everyone. See you later.